Jumoke Akindele. You're welcome on the program.
Thank you very much, Mr. Peter.
How has it been?
Well, thank God. It's been good.
It's been a while.
It has been a while. And it's good to see you again.
But the political activities, I don't want to believe, is taking toll on you.
It's natural, really, taking a toll. Yeah, it comes with the territory. If you take a toll on a woman, take a toll on the man, but perhaps because of our climb, it takes a higher toll on us who are, of the female gender.
That's good. Possible. But right from my opening speech, I said the number of women aspiring to go to political offices in 2027 is so small compared with the number of men folk. What do you think is responsible for this?
Well, I can assure you that I've been in the business for quite some time. I have run a race. I've run 3 races so far. I have won 2, lost 1, and I can assure you that the problems that I had then are the same problems that we still have today. The truth of the matter is that very few political parties have plans for the women folk, for the gender, the female gender, and because of this, women are naturally timid about coming out. Truth be told, we don't have as much financial strength as the men. We don't. So unless there's a concerted effort made by each of the parties about women inclusion, perhaps women are at a major disadvantage in that regard. Then you also have, this we have a patriarchal society where the men would, even if, when we know that women are like over half, of the voting populace, the men have this advantage because of societal inclinations towards the men folk, you understand? And I'm afraid, even you guys who are in the media, you don't help us too much. Somehow you consign us to those places that the society imagines that we should be.
Is it natural for women to be playing the victim card in everything? Like you actually allege now that even in the media we are not helping
we are not playing the victim card.
You see,
no. Well, if you're a victim, you're a victim.
But is it natural for women to be doing that?
It's not. We're not talking about what is natural here. We're talking about
because when I was introducing you, I said a politician of note. How do you say a woman politician? I don't want to.
You also know that the topic has to do with the female gender.
Yeah, sure.
That's why I had to narrow it down. You understand?
Yeah.
The truth of the matter is that I'm not one of those women who actually die on the heel of female genderism. I am not. You understand? And I'm not one of those women who think that because you're a woman, automatically should be considered for a position for which you're not qualified. No, I'm not one of those women at all. But the truth of the matter is that what we have observed on the field, what we have seen on the field, is that women are naturally victimized. We're victimized by in every material particular.
But the women folk, I don't believe they are activating their strength in terms of population. Because if you look at it, we have about 49 to 51 compared to that of men.
What do you mean?
That would be a strength. The number, the population of women.
Who is 51? Who is 50? Is 49?
Men. I mean, women are between
51.
49 51.
You're right.
Yeah.
Yes, you're right. But you see, at this level that we are in, we are still like at the mob level. You understand? It's going to take a concerted effort. You understand? On the part of the powers that be, to ensure that women are included. Unless there's that will, I'm afraid we're not going anywhere. You understand? It's not so much because women are not capable. It's not so much because we do not appreciate each other. No.
But there are a lot of factors.
A whole lot of factors. But I think that the main one is the lack of a will, from the gender that controls it.
But Honorable, you led the Ondo State House of Assembly in the 8th Assembly as the Speaker.
Yes, 7th and 8th.
7th and 8th.
Yes.
But the number of female legislators then, maybe 2.
But 3.
3 of you out of 24.
26, actually.
Out of 26. how did you get to that level? Because if how did you get to that position as the Speaker of the 7th and 8th Assembly? If you are claiming that the men are not too good to you.
No. When we are saying these things, we're not talking about the one-off. I belong to the class of the one-off. You understand? Those ones who are just fortunate to have emerged. You understand? And I want to say that it is because the men at the time were able to appreciate something in me that even probably I didn't even see myself. Yeah. Because unlike other speakers, it wasn't as if the governor had to call anybody to say, this is the person I want. No. I was voted for by my peers, not at the instigation of anybody. I was voted for because I had distinguished myself. You understand? I had distinguished myself, as a legislator, as a, lawmaker, as somebody who cared about, I cared about the whole state at the time. It was obvious. You understand? So I think I was a shoe-in for that, and I thank them. I'm not taking what they did for granted, but I know that I was just fortunate. Till today, I'm the first and only ever. Should it be so?
No. But men too want to blame women for not rallying around one of their own. Let's cast our mind back to when that elderly woman, Sarah Jibril, contested a nomination under the People's Democratic Party.
I remember.
Nobody voted for her, even when we had a lot of women who are delegates to that conference.
Let me say, you see, yes, it happened then. We're evolving. We're growing.
After about 20 years?
We were not included in any of these things. I mean, over the years, culturally, we've been encouraged to cry behind you men. And that's what we're doing. You understand? We were made to look up to the men. We didn't see the woman. We didn't even see ourselves as an option. You understand? But I can assure you, it's no longer so. We are evolving, as I said. We are getting better at this. Women are getting fair conscience. Say, my gender let me down at any point in time in any of my elections. I can say that.
But in the current Senate, we have just 3.
4.
4. We have Natasha Akpoti, we have Ireti Kingibe, we have that woman Aklabio from Rivers, yes. Then we have Adebule from Lagos. Will you say the journey that took them to that place was actually bankrolled by men?
I wouldn't say that. What I would say is that they're just like me, part of the fortunate few. Part of the fortunate few. I'll tell you something. Rwanda, you know the level of women representation in their parliament? Almost 64%. Now, almost 64%. Whereas, the amendment to their constitution, which happened in 2003 or something, the amendment only provided for 30%. But over the course of the years, you understand, women, they're taking their places. Because the more you are given a chance to perform, the more the beauty of the woman is seen. The more the capability of the woman is seen. You understand? The more chance we are given. What can form number 4? What can they do in the Senate? They're negligible. They're negligible. I'm not sure they can get anything done unless they go and, beg the men and all that. 15 in the House of Reps.
In the House of Reps.
Can you imagine?
Out of 360.
Yeah, I was meant to believe that in the entire National Assembly is just 19 of them. I was shocked. You understand? But I know that the more we're given a chance, the more we're given opportunities, the more we get to show us, we showcase ourselves. Women are capable people. You understand? I mean, there's a common sense, is empower a woman, we empower a nation. It's a fact. The beauty of the amendment to the Rwanda Constitution, you want to know, is follow the genocide. You remember the genocide?
Yeah, 94.
Yes, I guess the men believed that, if women had been in charge, maybe we would not have devolved to this level. They proceeded to amend their constitution. But Rwanda never happened to Nigeria. Maybe that's when they will appreciate women. You understand? But right now, things are being done. You understand? I thank God for the leadership of the party to which I belong. He openly said it, that we are going to include the women, we are going to give women a chance and all that. Believe me, unless there's an affirmative action done for the woman, you know.
But the court ruled, the Supreme Court ruled on this 35% affirmative action policy. What are the women doing to ensure that this is implemented?
No, let me tell you something. The thing about the 35% is not just to say no.
But you've been having all this Benji conference, congress in Liberia, whatever. It is only women that have conferences all over.
We also know that we need the will of the men to push it through, without a doubt. That's right now. You know, we have the special seat for women bill.
Yeah.
It's currently in the Senate.
But there's one thing I've noticed. I'm sorry, Right Honorable. It is only when elections are approaching that you see different women groups like FIDA coming up, reserve this seat for us, reserve that, and after election they go to sleep. Why?
That is a problem. I agree with you.
Yes.
Yes, we will take that on board. You understand that? Once we have started now, I for one, you know, I am contesting actually. You didn't mention that. Contesting for Senate for the.
That's why I asked. Maybe the political activities taking toll on you.
Yes. So because I can assure you that I believe that I'm ready for it. I've been ready for, like forever. I was born ready for this post, for this position. I was born ready. You understand? And I have the support of a large number of the leaders of that district. I can tell you that I do have that. You understand? But I want to say that because the party to which I belong says that the leadership, of course, they hold sway over many of these decisions. And in the unlikely event that I don't succeed, and I don't even see it happening, you understand, I have undertaken that we are not going to stop now. We're not going to say we have lost and then we now go and sit down, or we have won, we now go and sit down. It must be concerted. It must be something we must do. We must run through. We must continue at it until we get there. It doesn't happen in a day. It doesn't happen every 4 years. Every 4 years, nothing gets done. I agree with you on that one. I can't fault your position on that.
Thank you very much.
I can't.
Now I'm representing the men folk.
That's okay.
So that women don't play victim card all the time. They have to look forward. Because I would like to ask you this, Right Honorable. The International Women's Day. What is it, the function that we are interested in, or you are discussing other issues like the one you are advocating?
Well, you see, I'm not in charge of that, really. I'm not in charge, really. It's the ministry handles International Women's Day, but I know that at our separate parties, you understand, they have nothing to do with government. Between ourselves, we put women together. We talk about these things. We talk about women not only elective posts. We talk about them in appointive posts because we have been very lacking in all of them. You understand? Okay, yeah. Even if you have a problem with women not contesting to represent people, their constituencies or their districts in the assemblies, one of the appointive posts, what could we have done? Could we have gone to beat Mr. President?
No.
Could we beat Mr. Governor? We can do that.
Well,
you understand?
And
that's why I keep saying that it takes the will. It takes the will of the powers that be. You understand? It has to be a concerted effort. It has to be something that the leadership will say, this is what we're going to do. For every Senate seat, bring one woman from every state. It does not matter. Just bring one woman. That can be a policy. I remember that when I was one other party, I'm not going to mention the party, they would say that if you have 3 seats, 3 positions, one must go to a woman. Why don't we replicate it when it comes to the Senate? Why don't we replicate it when it comes to the House of Reps? Why don't we replicate these things in the Assembly? You understand? It can't be replicated. It's just a function of making it into one law or one regulation or another. You understand? And I come back again. It takes the will of the leadership. It takes their will. I'm going to do this. We are going to do this. Let me be counted as having done this. You would have, in the Houses of Assembly, you have only women. They say the only woman. And that was supposed to be a thing of pride.
Yeah.
Only woman. In an assembly of 26 people, you have one woman. It happened in the first 3 assemblies in the latest republic. The first 3. 1999, only woman. 2003, only woman. 2007, only woman. Only in 2011 was that jinx broken, that we had 3 women come in. Ever since now, we are now, they have now given us another ceiling, 3 women. That is the current ceiling now we have, 3 women. You understand?
Yeah.
And that's far less. It's far less than 35%.
35%.
You understand? Yeah. What's wrong with having 8, 10? You understand what I'm saying? In any event, look at Rwanda, as I said. Look at South Africa. Look at Senegal. Women are holding sway in these parliaments. Senegal is largely Islamic.
Yeah.
And look at them there.
So even
if you say we play the victim, I want to say you people play the greed card.
Well, anyway, but I think the essence of our conversation is to ensure that women don't take the backseat all the time.
We will not.
So how are you trying to ensure that your women are alive to their responsibility in terms of politics?
Now, I want to tell you something now. You're not likely. We are live. Trust me. We have meetings. You understand? Online meetings, physical meetings. Visit leaders, encourage leaders, write letters, write position papers, and these are all the things that we have been doing. And we are not relenting. We are not relenting. We have different age grades of women having different groups and different concerns. But the one thing all of us are agreed upon is that women must be more visible. We must be more included in governance, because we can. We can. I can name the number of women in this state that they can become governors and we go and sleep. They become governors and go and sleep.
All right. I'm having conversation with Right Honorable Jumoke Akindele, a lawmaker of note. I told you, the first and the only female speaker in Ondo State. Until we come back to discuss other issues, I want us to pay some bills. We'll be right back. Welcome back to your show, State of the State on Osrc Television. And Mama is of Nigerian women in realizing their 35% affirmative action. But as we're able to do justice to all these things, and we still do more. But I want us to quickly look at what actually propelled you, because before we went on break, you said you are born to this. You are born prepared.
I was born ready.
What propelled your preparation?
You see, I am a lawyer by training.
Yeah.
I've been a legislator at the lawyers' house, and the natural progression is for me to go to the higher house. You understand? And when the seat was open, it was just natural for me to just go into it, because I know who I am. I know what I am born to be. I know what I'm destined to be. I know for a fact that as a senator, that representation, it's a given. You understand? And but for the immediate past senator from Ondo South, Ondo South has been a tad unlucky in terms of representation at the higher chamber. We could easily be better put on the map, you understand, of legislation than we have had. And I know that I have the requisite experience to go and make a difference there. The attributes, all the attributes of the leader, of the senator, I have them all. You understand? I'm well read, I'm eloquent enough, and I think I'm smart enough, wise enough to go and give my bit in the upper chamber. And that's all I need. And then when I look at my people, when I see the fact that they are lacking in many things that they don't need to lack, when I see the fact that we are the fruit basket of the state and look at where we are in terms of social amenities and all that, things that unnaturally should come from the federal government and that we're lacking in, I do believe that I can do a lot more than my predecessors. Of course, as I said again, I will exempt the immediate past senator. He's tried, he's done well.
Now,
you understand?
Ambassador to the United Nations?
Yes, he left some large shoes, and I believe I'm the only person who can fill those shoes amongst a whole load of people who are contesting.
But I would like to ask you, because the Southern Central District, the people there are politically exposed. And if you look at the political landscape now, there's a kind of pressure here and there. But I want to know how you will handle party pressure from co-contestants or aspirants. How do you want to maneuver yourself among those people?
If I begin to say those things, do you not think that I'll be exposing my strategies?
Oh, but how will you do party pressure?
Party pressure?
Yeah.
Well, I must say that I don't have much in terms of party pressure. I'll tell you why. The leadership of the party in the state, I want to believe, and I've not seen anything to the contrary, is fair-minded and is gender-sensitive. And I know that he would want to make a difference. I know that he would want to carve his name, cut a niche for himself. Yeah. He wants to, carve his name, on the sands of time and things like that. So because of that, I'm not under too much pressure in that regard. When it comes to the leaders, I'm not talking about the leadership. The leadership now is Mr. Governor, the chairman of the party, and all that. They are fair-minded people. I don't see that I'm going to have that much problem in that regard. You understand? They believe in excellence. They believe that may the best man win, or woman in this situation win. I don't think they are hampered by the fact that I'm of the female gender. They don't have that. I don't think they have this that kind of mindset. I don't think so. I'm yet to see. You understand? Well, as far as the other leaders, at the level of the district is concerned, I enjoy a lot of acceptance. I must tell you, I enjoy a lot of acceptance because of my antecedents. Yeah. You understand? I've been speaker, as you rightly noted. I've been speaker, and as speaker, even before I became speaker, as a member, I was one of those people who made a difference in terms of their representation capability and capacity in the House of Assembly. And everybody knew who I was. You understand? And then they just say, oh, she's the shoe-in for it. So I've not had that great problem. You understand? I don't think I'm the kind of person whose name will be announced and everybody will go like, Agba, we're not going to take this. Oh, no. I don't have that.
But are you satisfied with the executive legislature relationship presently at the national level?
I think the president will be satisfied.
What of the people?
They are not complaining.
Oh, really?
I'll tell you why. I've always been an apostle of synergy between the executive and the legislature. I see the legislature as a massive elephant. I see the executive as another massive elephant. And when two elephants fight, it's the grass that suffers. Yeah. You understand? So they must find a way to work together. So I'm not one of those people who's going to say that the legislature is docile. At times, you don't need to fight. It's a function of the executive giving you the vision. If you buy into the vision, and if you know that, okay, the vision may not be for the here and now, but it must start today. I may not get the result tomorrow. I may not even be in the National Assembly when the results will come.
Yeah.
But I must be able to buy into the fact that it is a vision that is worth pursuing. And at times people do not understand that. So they tend to think that the legislature is docile. It's not so. I've had that challenge when I was in the House of Assembly here. It's not so. Ultimately, the legislator must consider the people. If whatever the executive is bringing is going to work against the people, you must stand against it. But if you know that, yes, maybe your ego is going to make you say, let me just oppose it for the heck of, don't oppose for the heck of opposing. You understand?
Yeah.
You must be able to know that the executive has the mandate. They have the mandate to govern. You understand? You help them to govern, but they are the ones governing. So they are the ones that will bring these policies to us. When they bring these policies, and we're able to, follow them, we're able to buy into them, then we have a duty to support them.
Yeah.
Because of that word, synergy.
Yeah.
And ultimately, the people.
First and Second Republic, the legislature was not that in the eyes of the public, in the eyes of the store. Unlike now, they want to see lawmakers performing the functions of the executive. I know you know what I'm talking about.
You can say that.
Because if you go to Abuja or you go to House of Assembly, you don't do empowerment, you don't grade roads, you don't tar roads. Definitely they won't give such a person.
At times I go through what we call manifestos, and I ask myself, these things that everybody's saying they want to undo, are they part of the core duties of the legislator? They're not. They're not.
So what will be your priorities?
My priorities
Yeah,
is going to be to influence federal government presence in my district. I would want a lot of things done. You understand? I'm passionate about a particular place and other places, I must say, but this particular place is important to me. The sea incursion is not a battle for the state. It's a federal government that has a might for that. You understand? That for me is a passion. That's like one of the first things I'm going to tackle. You understand? It's one of the things I'm going to ensure, whatever it takes. You understand?
Yeah.
To ensure that the federal government pays attention to that place. Because I remember growing up what Ayitoro was like.
Yeah.
You understand? What it is now is sad. A young man was talking to me yesterday and he said his father's house, a 3-story building, was already under the sea. You understand? There are many other places like that. You understand? Many of our roads need attention. I'm not going to say I'm going to do them. I'm going to ensure that the federal government looks at the way of my people. You understand? The time has come. We must, we have so much, my part of the state. You understand?
Yeah.
So many minerals there. We must ensure that they are adequately exploited and explored for the use of the people. And the time to do that is now. I'm pretty certain that my immediate, I choose to call him immediate predecessor in office because I see myself as being there, and he's done a lot. He's put legislation in place, fantastic legislation. Execution of it we must ensure happens. You understand? And that's apart from the other things that we are supposed to do, the empowerment, the Natasha kind of empowerment. You understand? We do all those things really, but we know that giving to one person does not benefit the entire community. You understand?
Yeah.
We're going to engage in projects that benefit the entire communities. That we're representing.
These days we see a whole lot of legislators in Abuja hold up there, and they don't even engage with their constituents.
Oh, they're going to get
and
that.
Maybe if peradventure we have a woman now, like the mother they used in them, maybe there will be a difference.
The one thing I can assure you about is this. You see, women, by our very nature, We are nurturing by our very nature. I'm not saying we don't have exceptions, but there are few. We are nurturing. We are intuitive. We are compassionate. We are empathetic. You understand? And all those attributes will be brought to play, in the discharge of the duties of our office. Certainly. So I can assure you, there's going to be a difference between the woman and the man that goes there. There's going to be a vast difference. I'm not going to be giving money to boyfriends. My husband will give me money now. You understand what I'm saying? So whatever I have,
focus on them.
Yes, people are the first in my life. They come first after my family. They become first. You understand? I need only a room to sleep in. I don't see why I have to be building houses everywhere like a bird. You understand? So I believe that the woman, and I stand to be corrected, I'm sure every woman that is in that Senate for now and every woman in the House of Reps has impacted their constituents more than the men, their men counterparts. I'm very sure.
Yeah, that would take me back to when we discussed the issue of relationship between the legislature and the executive. I had wanted to know that your satisfaction should be on the issue of performing oversight functions.
You have to.
Yeah, because there are a lot of projects going on now, but
abandoned.
I think
poorly executed.
Poorly executed. Because you see contractors, maybe they don't get money on time, or they took first tranche, they are not getting the second tranche. So,
you see, oversight is a critical function of the legislature. As a matter of fact, oversight is the baby, is the first duty of the legislature. You must perform oversight. You must perform oversight. Whatever committee you're given, apart from the committees that you belong to, you must also perform oversight on the projects in your district.
Yeah.
I have a lot to say about the things that are ongoing in my district right now, but I'm not going to say it on air. I can't wait for the time to call the people involved and say, what do you think you're doing? You understand? We must do so. As you said, many projects are poorly executed. I can say one. No, I'm not going to say it. But
and there are some projects that we don't even know the site.
But
rural electrification, Operation Light here, Light there, and nobody is saying anything.
That there are budgeted for doesn't mean that the budget but money was accessed. I want to tell you something about 2024. Maybe 25. Listen, 2025 budget performance, virtually 0% in Nigeria. Virtually 0%. 2025 budget performance. So that is budgeted for does not mean that it's been
money was released
for it. So we also have to know the difference.
Yeah.
You understand, between what we budgeted for, what we estimated to place in the budget, and what it is we eventually accessed, or what we didn't access at all. You understand? For me, I think that most of the time, the poor budget performance is a major problem that I believe that the legislature ought to draw attention to. But don't also forget, we all belong to the same motherboard, mothership. We're in the same party.
Yeah.
You're not going to. Emotional intelligence is called for here. You know, it's not everything that you see that you shout about.
Yeah.
You understand? If I was in the Senate and I thought that there was a problem, instead of me bringing some things out as a member of the ruling party, I'll go to the president of the Senate. If I can't get anything that I want to get, I'll go to that ministry, talk to the minister. If the minister is failing, I'll look for Mr. President. You understand?
Yeah.
Instead of some things you just don't say. Emotional intelligence. You must also consider that.
Anyway, we wish you well. But
thank you.
I want to know your view about the actions of Natasha Akpoti-Uduaghan at the Senate. Because people at times will be afraid. If we are sending this person is more likely to go and behave the way this person has behaved. What's your view? Because
You see,
you mentioned that.
yes, she's a young woman, so she was a bit temperamental in the handling of that. At my age, I would not do that.
Definitely.
You know, a wiser woman would not do that. You understand? So I think that she got it wrong at some point. She got it wrong. You understand?
Yeah.
But when it comes to her empowerment,
Usman, now as the chairman of Labour Party, national chairman of the Labour Party, I think she's going to be the first, or she's the first woman national chairman. Yeah.
oh, first ever.
Yeah, leading a, let's say, a
National?
relatively popular party. Labour Party is a popular party.
And they have lots of women state chairmen, you know.
No, state. This is national.
I said they have a lot of women.
Women, state, on the party.
Yes.
Yeah. So what do you think? Is it a plus for women, or you just see it as?
Of course, it's a major plus for women. If truth be told, are we here to say the truth?
Yeah, yeah.
It is, yes, regardless of the fact that I know that the party is not going anywhere against my party. They are not going to go anywhere. But I see it as a plus for women. I see that the capability of women in that regard is being appreciated. You understand? They're being given a chance to perform. Oh my, I'm proud of them. I'm proud of Nenadi. I'm proud of Tokubo, who is the state chairman in River State as well. You know, I'm proud of them. I really am proud of them. I think it's a plus.
I want to believe if Nenadi has been consistent since she joined Labour Party, because when people were moving, she stayed back. But now look at Madam Binani in Adamawa. Madam has changed from APC, maybe because she lost election in governorship election. Madam went to
PDP.
She left PDP. She went to ADC only 3-4 days ago. Mass resignation. Today she's pitching a tent with NDC.
Excuse me.
Is it good for the agitation of women? People changing overnight to party to other party because
excuse me, please. You know, I'm not sure what she's doing has anything to do with women per se. No. That's a person. That's our personality. We all have our personalities, you understand? Men do it. Don't men do it?
Sure.
Yes, there are some women that are like that too. So if she's doing it, it has to do with her. It has nothing to do with the female gender. It's not a reflection on us. No, not at all. It's not a reflection on the women. That's not women. We're stable people. We're firm. We're focused.
You have changed party too.
I have.
All right.
Why did I change parties?
Yeah.
Okay. I first started politics in the Labour Party. And I have, as a member of the party, my loyalty was to the leadership of the party at the time, in the person of Dr. Mimiko.
Yeah.
When it was time for him to relocate and join the next party, you understand, because he was my leader, he's still my leader.
You went with him?
I went with him. You understand? I went with him. Because at that time, Mimiko was Labour Party.
Yeah.
Once he left, it was a shell.
But you left in
Listen,
PDP?
I didn't live in PDP.
Oh, you came together?
I was in PDP throughout. Until 2 years ago.
Who first came to APC? Between you and your leader?
He hasn't come to APC.
We have been reading about it.
I'll tell you why. PDP. Not necessarily because of him, but because at the time, I wasn't particularly in love with the leadership of the party in which I am now. And, I chose to stay aloof at the time. Then my brother, the governor, was going to be governor again. You understand? And at that time, the party to which I belonged was already dying. I wasn't about to die with the party.
So you joined?
Because I wanted to leave. Wouldn't you leave? Wouldn't you want to leave?
Yeah.
You want to shut yourself in a coffin? Nobody's going to die in a casket.
Right, Honorable.
So,
I think if we continue, definitely that
After
we'll
this
continue the conversation.
Yeah, we continue.
But I want
Yes.
you to just, in a matter of 10, 20 seconds, talk to the women folk of what you expect from them.
Thank you very much for this opportunity. Please, I want to appeal to my sisters, my mothers, my daughters, all of us who are female by the grace of God, that the time for us to come together is now. The time for us to place our mark on the sands of time is now. This is our time. This is our moment. Our leader in our party has said that he was going to give women a chance. We must, for every woman that has come out to contest for one thing or the other, because we know you are capable and I am capable.